Peace and greetings. This is Artis, and this is the Artis Smith Yoga Podcast. This is episode 1, right? Episode 1 of Off the Mat. So today, it's pretty much an introduction. Who am I, right? So that's the question we're all asking ourselves. Who am I? But who is this? Who is this person, right? So I started teaching yoga right at about 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago. I learned yoga in Virginia Beach, and my main teacher that I've had since I started yoga is Manju Joyce. I also have worked with David Garrigues. I'm a big fan of David Garrigues. I love his work. He has a video series. It's called Asana Kitchen on YouTube. You should check it out. It's excellent. Anything you want to know about alignment, about correct procedures, David Garrigues is the guy to listen to. You guys to talk to. David Garrigues is very technical. Very, you put your hand here, you hold, you do this, you do that. But he's also a big person with props, And Manju Joyce is a little less technical, but somewhat is the same. When I work with two of them, there's only one difference I've seen in between the way the two of them teach, and is one position, is one certain thing in one pose that David does differently than Manju. Everything else is the same. So I work with both of these two teachers, David Garrigues and Manju. And so I've been working, with them on and off for, again, since I've been practicing like 11 years. I've been practicing for 11 years, teaching for 10. So I've taught in Virginia Beach, taught in Georgia, and now I'm currently here living in Fullerton, California. And I'm teaching at a local studio here. And I also do private classes, and from time to time I'll do a workshop if I'm invited to do a workshop, or if something happens and I do one. So that's I'm not that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I'm married. I've been married for 3 years. I have a anniversary coming up on the 28th of October. So that's me in a nutshell. My style, the way I teach, is Ashtanga. I teach Ashtanga. And if I'm teaching at a studio that does not have Ashtanga, and the classes that I'm teaching are not Ashtanga classes, then I teach a basic Vinyasa class, right? I'll teach a basic Vinyasa class without the rules and regulations that one would follow when they practice Ashtanga. It's foundation, the way I teach. If I'm not teaching Ashtanga, my foundation is Ashtanga. I pull some things from Ashtanga to that, but it is not a Ashtanga practice per se. It's not that. It's different. It's different. So that's me in a nutshell. That's pretty much it. And again, I'm always open for questions, comments, or concerns. You can leave a message, or you can put a comment at the end of the videos, and I'll get to those as soon as I can. And I love to answer questions. One of the main reasons I started this podcast is because there's 2 reasons. I love to talk. You know what I mean? I love to talk, and I love yoga. So I was like, okay, well, let's put these 2 things together. And as when I was younger, growing up, it's like, okay, I love to talk, and I really didn't have, I guess you could, it's nonsense, you know what I mean? Just babble, you know what I mean? And so now that, I found yoga, I have something solid to talk about. I have something that is going to provide benefit to people. You know what I mean? Because when I first started yoga, I was just like, I was like an evangelist almost. I was like, oh my God, everybody, you have to do yoga. Yoga is the best. You got to do it. You need to try it out. And eventually I matured in my practice and matured in the way that I talk to people about it. And so this is my, being an evangelist, getting on the internet, starting a podcast and talking about yoga. It's a way for me to get it out because it's in me and I just want to express it. I want to talk about it. I want to share it. And so this is the best way to do it because you can choose to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm going to watch this podcast, or no, I'm not going to watch it. But I'm not in somebody's face trying to convince them to do yoga. And they're like, what? Who is this guy? So anyway, yoga, well, let's look at the definition. Look at the definition of yoga. What does yoga mean? What's the definition of yoga, right? The word yoga it means to yoke. Okay? It means to bring two things together or bring things together. And it also means to separate. Okay? It means both of those things. It means to bring together and to separate, but first thing you do is you separate and then bring together. Right? So what do I mean by that? So when doing your yoga practice, come to the understanding that I am not my mind, I am not my body, I am not my emotions, I am something else. Right? You make that separation first. You're like, okay, I am in control of the emotions. I'm in control of my thoughts. I'm in control of these things because they are not me. They are tools. They are things that I use, right? And what I was just saying is an excellent mantra that I've heard before. I've used it on several occasions. And the mantra is simply, I am not my body. I am not my mind. I am not my body. I am not my mind, right? That starts you to realize helps you to bring you to the separation and understanding that you are not your body, you are not your mind, you are something else. You are working through these things. That's a very esoteric, very thought-provoking concept. It takes a minute to get your head around it, and then once you come to that understanding, then you realize everything is one. Everything comes together. All right. That's pretty heavy. Again, any questions, comments, concerns about any of that, you can always let me know if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'll explain it to the best of my ability. So yeah, yoga. First you separate. First you get the separation, and then you bring things together. All right. What's the most important thing in a yoga practice? Like what's the most important aspect of yoga? And the most important aspect of yoga, the reason we are doing the yoga practice, is to get ourselves into a place to be able to sit for a long period of time and meditate. That's the main purpose. Meditation is the most important part of the yoga practice. Is why we do the actual physical asana practice. We get our bodies we get control of the body. Again, like I was talking about, the meaning of yoga is to bring two things together. That's a union. Another meaning is yoke, which means when you're bringing it under control. So you're bringing the body under control with all of the physical practices you're doing. You're becoming acquainted with the body, right? You're understanding the body, and so you can calm the body down and have the body sit for a long period of time, so you can meditate. That is the main purpose of yoga, is to get in contact with your higher self. Okay, and then other things start to happen. That's when the door opens and you realize what it is that you are supposed to be doing, because we all come here with a purpose. We all come here for a reason. You don't You're not just randomly here. And I'm going to give you a secret. Okay? Here's a big secret. And I'm going to tell you why you are here on this earth. Why are you here? I'm going to tell you why you're here. You want to know why you're here on this earth? You want to know why? You are here to provide service. You are here to provide service. Now, how you provide that service depends on you. What's inside of you. Okay? My purpose is to teach yoga. Is to help people. Is to show people, hey, look at this. This is yoga. This is how you do it. And to help them along the way. That's my purpose, right? That's my service. That's the reason I'm here. Another person might be a homeowner or a homemaker. He or she says, my purpose is to raise these children, to take care of these children, to do the best I can to help these children become productive and good adults. That's my purpose. That's why I'm here. That's my service. Another person, I'm a chef. Another person might say I'm a chef, I'm a cook. My purpose, my service to humanity is to provide the best possible food I can. So when people eat my food, they feel whole. They feel a sense of, love, and being a chef and a cook, you're feeding people, right? You're giving people food. So the feelings and the energy that you have when you're preparing that food and you give it to those people, they're going to receive a certain amount of that, right? So that can be your service. So what is it, okay, what is your calling? That's the thing you want to try to look at. You want to try to understand, what is your calling? What is the thing that inside of you really want to do, right? And let's say, for instance, you are a singer, okay, and you want to be an entertainer. And I'm using that as an example because if you ask most people, is an extremely difficult thing to do, right? Like to be a famous singer or to be, to get a record deal or all this kind of stuff. That seems like a very hard task to do. And how can you provide service in that way if you can never catch a break, right? You never get these huge deals. You quite simply do it for the love of doing it. You sing because you love to sing, right? And in today's world, it's so easy to just put together yourself a little video or make yourself a song, and then you make yourself a video, you make yourself a song. That is bringing you joy, okay? That song is bringing you joy. You let somebody else listen to it. Maybe 2 or 3 people hear it. They're like, oh man, that's a great song. I'm like, man, that's awesome. You have done your service to humanity. You've done your service. You have expressed what's inside of you. And you've given it to the world as a gift, as a love gift here. And then someone sees it, someone reads it, someone hears it. 1 or 2 people, that's all it takes. And they're like, wow, that's awesome. That made me feel a certain way. So I say that to say you don't have to be some type of big superstar. You can still sing, write music, put music out, and still have a regular job and support that, right? If you're looking for fame and recognition, it's a long, hard road. You know what I mean? But if you're just working on expressing yourself and pulling out what's inside of you, it's simple. It's easy. You just set up a camera, start singing, write a song and put it out, right? So why are you here? You are here. The reason you're on this planet is to provide service. How you provide that service depends on you, depends on what's inside of you. Right? So that's, I'm going to end it here for my first podcast number 1, and Off the Mat. And so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave those. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, you can leave a message and I'll get in contact with you. If you want to come and check out any of my classes, you can look at my social media and you'll see exactly where I'm teaching and when I'm teaching. So yeah, that's it. Until then, my friends, thank you for watching. Peace.